Hello and welcome to Workshop Studios. Today we're working on a wind spinner. I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but it works like this. We don't have any wind right now, so I'll just spin it by hand, but they spin like that. Very pretty. So the challenge is over time, when it's windy, it tends to push them back and forth a lot. So the wind pushes on it. And there are a couple of joints. There's one there. There's one down there. It comes that way in the box, so you can, they can package it better. Problem is it starts to loosen these joints up. And the spinners themselves get a little, they get tight, so they need oiling. So we're going to work on one of these today. Let's go in the workshop and start. All right, so here's this one on the bench. And as I said, so here's the part that gets shoved in the ground. And here are the joints. There's one of them there. And this is the real problem here. This joint has loosened up over time. I don't know if you can see it wobbling there, going back and forth. And so not only does it tend to fall off, but it sits crooked all the time. You can see it very, very crooked. So what we want to do is see if we can fix that joint. The other thing we're going to do is take this flower part apart, and that way we can get to the joints or the bearings and lube them up. So this top flower just unscrews like that. Unscrew it here for you. Show you what that looks like. There we go. And then the flowers just lift off. Pretty simple. There's one. There's a little spacer here. That. And there's two. And those are the bearings down in there. And it's pretty simple. We just go ahead and put some WD-40 down in there, and then it gets that bearing all nice and lubed up. So I won't show you all that. I'll do that off camera. That's pretty easy to do. What I want to do is work on this joint here. So let me get that apart and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so it's a threaded joint that normally these threads would go into this shaft here, and they would be good and solid, but this has loosened up over time, and what it has done is made this part flare out. This part of the metal has flared out, and it's a little hard to see on camera. Maybe if I get real super close you can see it, but it's flared out enough, oops, gotta get in focus, that it allows this thing to wobble. So let's see if I can show you here, but it's a little hard to see. So there are two ways to handle this. One is to just simply take that shaft out and put something in that will fit both of these, like a wooden dowel or something. And the other one is to either smash this metal back down so that it's the right diameter, which I've already tried and didn't work, and I think it's because this metal has been fatigued. So the other way is to cut that little flare off, and I've already started there. You can see that little mark? That's the hacksaw blade. So let's go ahead and cut that off of there, and we'll see if that does any better about giving it strength. Okay, that's threaded on there, and you can see that's pretty good and steady now. So I think that's fixed it. So we only took off a little bit. You can see the length we took off. I didn't want to cut too much off because the threads that are in here, can you see the threads in there? There we go. Those threads don't go very deep into here. So I wanted enough threads so this would catch. So I think that's back in good shape. So we've got that fixed. And now we can just put it all back together. Okay, so first flower goes on. And by the way, you can see that bearing turning. Turns very nice. Then the spacer goes on. Second flower goes on. And the final. This, by the way, this has threads on it. I didn't show you that before. And you just thread that on there. I'm just threading here, so it's not spinning the, there we go, that's all tightened up. Now we can spin these, make sure they're working, and look at that. Okay, so there's that project done. So, thanks for watching. and be sure and like and subscribe. Oops, down there. All right, thanks. Bye.